What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you GLS content today. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I was running some numbers for the liquidity pool rewards that will be upcoming for the Genesis League Sports platform, specifically the GLX token at some point in the near future, hopefully. Well, first of all, none of this financial advice. This is a lot of speculation. I will be throwing some numbers out there, but it's more so just to give a general idea how we compare with something like the Splinterlands ecosystem, for example. So I have the white paper open here, and you can see that the LP rewards, there's 100 million total tokens that'll be given out on a release schedule of 65 months. So when we come down here, the only thing that's been decided by the white paper is the first 60 million tokens. So you get the GLX Hive, GLX BNB, and then GLX Ethereum. And then there's 40 million GLX tokens, which will be set aside for additional or future trading pairs is what they put it. So there's nothing for GLUSD. There's nothing for GLGT. It is just the main governance token with the three chains, I would say, that are most relevant: Hive, BNB, and then the Ethereum chain. So you take this 20 million, and I'm just going to look at 20 million at a time, right? Because that's going to be 20 million for each chain. So you take this 20 million tokens. And here's where we're going to run with some numbers. 20 million tokens, divide this by 65 months, and it doesn't decrease by 1%, similar to Splinterlands. Yeah, I don't think it decreases. But even if it did, we're just going with rough numbers here. So you have a little bit more than 300,000, about 307,000 tokens given out per month. And then just to get kind of like a daily amount, it's 10,256 is what we're looking at. Now, obviously, GLX is at a low right now, relative low. We're at about like 1.5 cents. So if we want to get the dollar perspective on how much GLX is being given out, we can multiply this by 0.015, which is about $153. But if you just take a look here, for quick reference and to give you kind of like the perspective, when we talk about the airdrop is giving out 274,000 GLX tokens per day, right? And then you look at the staking rewards, and that's approximately 274,000 GLX tokens per day as well, versus the 10,250 that we're talking about for each of these reward pools. So it's significantly less overall. So you take this, right? It's about $153. Now, this is where it's going to get tricky. But again, just to give you an idea of how much is going to be paid out and what the potential APRs will be. Now, what I'm going to do is just hop on over to the Splinterlands side for a second and see how much liquidity is there in the Splinterlands ecosystem, at least for these main tokens. So you got SPS and Swap.Hive, almost 900,000 in liquidity, almost 900,000 for SPS BNB, and then for SPS and ETH, it's over $1 million. So we take this back to Genesis League. Again, are we going to have $800,000 worth of liquidity in each of these pools? Probably not. And so let's just say we have something significantly less, right? Let's just say we have, I don't know, 100,000. And you might look at that and be like, well, 100,000 is like really, really low. That's not even, that's not even like 25% or 20% of what's in Splinterlands. And you're absolutely right. It's not. But I'm trying to be conservative here, because the moment we take this, right, divided by 100,000, this gives you your daily percentage rate. Again, this is from a dollar standpoint, assuming the GLX token is at 1.5 cents, right? So that now you multiply this by 365 and you get 56% APR, which is not bad, but it's not amazing either. And you have the risk of impermanent loss and yada, yada, yada. Now, here's the thing. On the bright side, on the good side, is that because there would be demand for getting into these liquidity pools. Again, if it's like significantly less, like once it first starts out, I mean, there's going to be a lot of the APR is going to be super high when there's not much liquidity in, right? So anything like sub 100K, sub 50, sub 25K is going to be super high, and people are going to want to rush in, which could lead to a higher price demand for the GLX token, right? We saw something similar with Splinterlands or the SPS token in August, September-ish of last year when the liquidity pools were getting filled up. So we may see something, again, not as large, but something similar to that pushes the price of GLX up, but also increases the APR, right? Because now we're not just dropping $153 a day. If that GLX is worth more, let's say GLX jumps to, I don't know, 3 cents per day, all of a sudden now we've just kind of doubled the APR in a sense from this, right? It'd be over 100%. So again, there's too many factors here, but the reason I wanted to share something as arbitrary as like $100,000 is because I think that's actually something attainable, right? The GLS and the GLX ecosystem are much smaller than Splinterland, so 100,000 is just a guess, right? So let me say that it is just a guess, but I'm trying to be conservative here for the sake of being conservative. This number is going to fluctuate, and I think that there will be demand. But what I do also want to call out is the fact that we're talking about percentages that are sub 100 when you look at the GLX platform or the GLS platform, and you're still seeing 129% APR for staking. So the question then becomes, where's the kind of like equilibrium or that standpoint for liquidity going to be for GLX in the liquidity pool rewards or for liquidity pool total versus what we have in staked? How many people are going to be taking out of staking and putting in there when the APR for staking is still so freaking high, right? So this is kind of why I actually feel, and I know that the GLX price is like fluctuating around here. It says 0.017, but 0.015, again, just trying to be conservative. This is where I start thinking about the fact that like the team pushed off the LP rewards until Q3 originally, right? Then we had that incident. There was lack of liquidity. The price got manipulated. So, there was talk about pulling that up sooner rather than later. Yet, if we had waited, or if we still do end up waiting until Q3, this APR will continue to go down, right? There's only 215 days remaining for staking rewards, and the more GLX that's added into the ecosystem per day and is staked is only going to bring this number down, which, again, it's too hard to say where we will be. Actually, somebody could probably run the numbers based on how much is being put out, but what could be interesting, or what would be interesting to speculate on, is where this APR will be in, let's say, July, right? So roughly 3 months from now. And again, only 215 days remaining for the staking rewards in total. So, we'd be cutting another 90 days out. We'd be past the halfway mark of the total, total staking rewards. So again, there's a lot to think about here, but I just wanted to give you the scale of how much is being given out for staking, how much is being given out for the daily airdrop versus how much will be given out once liquidity pools go live. So this is not to say like, oh, I'm bearish on LPs now. No, I do like LPs, and I think we should be trying to add as much liquidity as possible in order to stabilize the ecosystem, and people should be rewarded for providing that liquidity. But I think when you compare it with the other options out there, a la airdrop and a la staking rewards, it's not going to be able to compete, at least not for a couple of months. Now, that all depends. Let's say GLX price pops, game comes out, things are popular, or maybe people just want to ape into GLX for for the sake of like wanting to get into the LPs themselves. That could change things a bit, right? But that doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's not just going to affect the LPs. A lot of people would start probably buying GLX because this APR would still be relatively high. So, overall, I'm still very bullish on the platform. I'm not trying to be a bear here by any means. I'm just trying to be realistic in terms of what we can expect from a token standpoint. It's hard. I'm putting dollar amounts right now and I'm putting APRs, but it really is difficult to know with all the different factors that could be affecting this. So from a token standpoint, at the end of the day, right now, it still seems like staking and the airdrop are just massive distributors for the GLX token. And when LPs go live, they just won't be as high overall. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.